Hello, everybody. Welcome to the MTG Place podcast. I'm your host, Corey, and with me, like always, is James and Josh. How's it going, guys?
Hey there, everybody.
What's up?
How are we doing?
Did you guys have a good weekend?
Outside of daylight savings, yes. I had a great weekend.
I was working. Yay.
Gross.
Yay, so
You
no
work
magic for
weekends?
you?
That's disgusting, man.
Every other, and then the kids didn't want to work, so I had to fill in.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
I would say I did nothing, but I was an adult and cleaned and stuff, so you know.
I pulled out all of my bulk magic cards and trying to filter them into different colors to sort them into boxes. And I did that for 2 hours, and they're just sitting on my table right now.
That sounds like some shit Corey would do.
Kind of everywhere.
That's what I'm in the process of doing. I'm down
Yeah.
to a dresser and 4 boxes.
Yeah, it's like
an entire dresser. That's how you know someone has a problem.
No, I just have a lot of cards.
Exactly.
And I have a bunch that I'm sending into Card Kingdom too. So I spent almost a Sunday doing that.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, if we get some good shit for that, get some money or something.
Yep.
Yeah, finish my legacy deck.
Hell yeah.
All right, so today we are doing Fallout Review Part 2.
Ghost.
Starting with the green cards, because that's where we ended last time.
Yep.
So who wants to take the first one?
I can start again. That is just fine. So green is my color, so yeah. Saving the best for last, baby. First card we got is Animal Friend. It is 1 and a green for an enchantment that's an aura. It's an enchant creature. Enchanted creature has, whenever this creature attacks, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. Put a +1/+1 counter on that token for each aura and equipment attached to this creature, other than this one. So just all out.
By itself, it does nothing?
Yep, it is other, which is
No,
Other
you get a
than the
1/1.
animal.
You get a 1/1 squirrel no matter what, right?
Yeah. And the counter, you just can't put the counters on the...
Oh, okay, yeah. So it does. So it is a 2/2 then.
What? No, so you attack, make a 1/1, and then
right.
a +1 counter on the token you're creating for everything attached to this creature that's attacking.
That's what it is. Okay, so it creates a dude, and then it can also buff what this is attached to. Okay.
No, it buffs the token.
Anything other than what it's attached to.
So if you Voltron on one dude, it makes
okay.
a dude that's equivalent to its power, basically. Or equivalent to how many enchantments.
Interesting. Okay.
Worded kind of weird one to start off with.
Yeah. This is God.
It seems okay.
I'm not ready to think like this. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. I don't know.
It's a rare, so we can't play it in boggles.
Mm-hmm. Which is unfortunate. This
you
would be really
need
good
damage in boggles. You don't really care about extra people. Unless you're running into edicts, but
yeah, it's all right. It's nothing crazy for green though.
Yeah.
It's cheap, don't get me wrong, it's only 2 mana. But
the flavor text is I scratch their back and they scratch you.
It doesn't seem like a friend.
No, it doesn't really.
It seems a little different, honestly.
Yeah. With Voltron, you kind of just want mostly damage and stuff, and this is just kind of not really doing it, so.
Yeah.
Okay, if you have a squirrel deck, maybe you'd play it. I don't know.
It's squirrel themed.
You don't want to get
it's still not horrible. Because even if you have no other equipment, it's 2 mana swing, make a 1/1 squirrel.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but with auras, if you're not doing the full all in, you can get 2 for 1 pretty easily here.
You definitely want this is wanting to be an all in aura deck, like the druid deck. There's some druid decks that kind of revolve around that. This might work in that.
So what, do we think it's playable or do we think it sucks?
It's all right. I don't know if it's.
Josh doesn't suck, so you say it's all right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'll probably.
I'll have to really see. Yeah.
One of those cards that, if it's played against me and does work, then I might consider it.
Yeah, exactly. That's usually how it goes. This is like a sleeper for now, in my opinion.
We'll move on to Harold and Bob First Newmans. This was a cool part of Fallout. 3 in a green, or 2 in a green for 3 mana. For a 3/3, legendary Treefolk Mutant. Has vigilance and reach. When Harold and Bob dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield as an aura enchantment with Enchant Forest you control. Enchanted Forest has tap, add 3 mana of any one color. You get 2 rad counters. Then Harold and Bob loses all other abilities because it's an aura.
Interesting. Okay, so you're kind of hurting yourself to get extra mana, basically, but in a different way.
Yeah, like I don't know about running this as a commander, but like you enchant a forest, it needs to be pretty mono green. But you get that to tap for 3, and it works well with like any sort of untappers. There's a bunch of like that merfolk that untaps target permanent, or like Earthcraft, you untap a basic land. If you attach that and start going off of tipping, tapping certain.
You do get a bunch of rad counters that way, though.
That is true. Rad counters can be either good or bad depending on what you're trying to do.
I feel like if you're in like a multiple color deck and you kind of want the self milled, then it's pretty good.
Yeah. Maybe if you're playing Golgari or something and you want to fill your graveyard with some stuff to.
I mean, green still has like
something.
Eternal Witness and Life in the Loam.
Yeah,
and like other...
green definitely can do that too. Exactly. If it's like a loam deck, sure. You're totally okay with milling.
Because I mean, if you have a Maya or something, you can literally just put this on any of your lands. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Maya has been very, very powerful.
Yes, indeed.
I think I like it.
It's a cool card. The flavor.
I mean, the value is there, right? It's a 3 mana 3/3 vigilance reach, and when it dies, you get all your land taps for 3. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Reach is pretty key in green too.
Yeah, reach is very, very much a good ability. You definitely want that. I mean, sure, it doesn't have a huge butt or whatever. It's not going to block gigantic things, but it's not going to block Eldrazi. But like, yeah, it's fine. You know, it's a fine blocker and whatnot.
You need to be the untapper, start basic lands, or you're going to be like the huge mana with Nyx Bloom Ancient and tripling up this triple and getting like 9 mana and something.
Right.
Something crazy. I wouldn't just jam this in a green deck.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
or use it for the rad counters for milling. Like
this is another card that's made for something.
Fixing, but
there's better.
Case you probably want to sack Outlet to just sack this right away.
There's better ways to mana fix. Like at that point, you may as well play like the filter lands or something like that if you're that desperate. Like this isn't just for that.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Lily Bowen, the Raging Grandma.
I love it.
3 in a green for a 0/0 legendary creature mutant warrior. It has vigilance when it enters the battlefield, or it enters the battlefield with 2/1 swing counters on it. So it's a 2/2. At the beginning of your upkeep, double the number of 1/1 counters on it if its power is 16 or less. Otherwise, remove all but 1 from it, then you gain 1 life for each 1/1 counter removed this way.
Very interesting. Okay.
So the max you could get it is like a 30/30 or a 32/32, and then you gain 31 life, and it goes back to a 1/1.
That's actually really cool. That's really interesting. I don't know. I can't recall another card being really like this, like in this regard at least. Like obviously there's stuff that doubles, health and whatnot. Like there's plenty of cards that do that, but then like they also give you life though. Like that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but at the time that it gives you life, you're just like, I'd rather have a 32/32.
I mean, yeah, of course. But for 4 mana, I mean, it's not bad.
So as like a commander, you want to try to get to 21 damage. And this becoming naturally, it starts at 2 to 4 to 8 to 16. You want to like augment that somehow with like doubling season or like hardened scales or something. So then you can get that off brand up to 21
faster,
to like 30, or also be faster. I think you should also something that always gets me is that this when it enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters, that doesn't trigger your like doubling season or anything like that because they're not putting counters, it's entering with. It's just
Right.
a
Mhm.
rules thing you need to look out for when you're running those types of cards.
Yep. Yeah, it's only when you gain counters
Mm-hmm.
that it changes. But yeah, so like, and the thing is, like with green, there's so many things that put counters on stuff. Like that is not hard.
Yeah, I'm starting to think the way Josh described it is using it as a commander and just trying to commander damage people out by having like doubling season and parallel
Yeah.
lives or all the
Doubling
ones that
season,
double
parallel
counters,
lives,
whatever it is,
primal
roaring
vigor,
cracks,
collective blessing gives everything +3
hardened scales, all
+3.
that crap.
Yeah, there's so many things that can just buff
Um,
shit out.
Because if you just play this in the 99 of the deck, it's just going to be killed on sight. Like, or as soon as it becomes problematic, like, okay, you
Yeah.
have an 8/8, no, that's dead. Like, I'll let you attack
Yeah.
with a 4/4, but once it gets bigger,
Exactly.
than that,
Yeah. Once it's above 4, then people are gonna call it a threat and get rid
the
of
other
it.
downside is someone could just lightning bolt it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
very,
a
very
4-mana
boltable.
2/2.
It is very
Yeah.
boltable, which is very sad if that happens.
In the 99, I think it's just way too slow.
Yeah.
Like if you're not doing anything about it.
This would be a very interesting commander. I would, yeah, that'd be kind of a cool deck, I think. Because there's plenty of other commander decks that are going for commander damage too, but the fact that this is just kind of an engine on its own is, I don't know, that's pretty interesting to me. I think you got a lot to work with. All right, our next card is Power Fist. It is Power Fist. 1 and a green for an artifact that's an equipment. Equipped creature has trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters on it with equip 2.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's flavor text: a fist fight will leave a bruise, a power fist leaves a crater.
Love it.
I also like the man's stash. The art's pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you say you're attacking with like a 3/3 or something like that. Oh, now it's a 6/6 all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then it gets bigger.
This gets really crazy if you have double strike.
Oh God, yeah.
Love that.
Then it fucking almost quadruples in a way, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's super good. Yeah, this does work, and the fact that it has trample too, it's like, it's so good. Like they can't just chump it; they have to, especially if you put this on something with death touch. That's just nasty. Because then you just go through all of their shit. So
yeah, trample death touch is one of my favorite keyword combinations.
It's so terrible.
It's so fun
at the same time. So yeah, that's good. Very cheap. Very, very playable.
Sweet. We'll move on to the rampaging Yao Guai. It's X green 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 for a 2/2 bear mutant. Has vigilance and trample, and he enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it.
Okay.
And then when Yao Guai enters the battlefield, destroy any number of target artifacts or enchantments with total mana value X or less.
Okay, that's kind of cool. So we got a naturalize basically on a creature here that you can make whatever you want.
It's any number too. So if you just do 1 and there's 3 soul rings out, am I reading that right? You destroy 3 soul rings?
Well, total mana value, right?
Okay,
so
you add them all up.
Yeah, you add them all up.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like explosives.
Yeah.
So
you could pay 1 to destroy someone's soul ring, and you have a 4-mana 3/3 vigilance trample.
But you need to pay 3 for X if you want to destroy 3 soul
rings.
Correct.
Which
if you want
is
to destroy just 1.
Very worth it.
You could also just pay 0, put a 3-mana 2/2 vigilance trample down.
Still not bad, honestly.
What's the sweet spot though? Is it paying like fucking 8, like 5 for X, and then you get like a 7/7 vigilance trample that blows up some things?
Yeah, that could be
You
good.
really want to go for like the Soul Ring or Smothering Tides, so you get like at least one of those and a Soul
Yeah.
Ring.
Mhm.
Maybe someone has like a Ristic Study in play you're getting tired of, or
Mhm.
there's plenty of targets that you can hit with this. That are
Yeah, you probably want a 2 for
stuff.
1, so 5's probably
Yeah.
the sweet spot. You want to hit 2 things at least.
Yeah, you really do.
So you're probably paying.
I mean, if there's 3 Soul Rings in
7, 8
play, that's
mana
like
when you
the
cast
dream,
this.
obviously. But
Yeah, easy.
It's just 3 for 1.
But at that point,
that's so good.
is it good enough?
That's
Yeah.
hard to say.
Like versus like I could just pay 9 and play Trastodon, or I could
Yeah,
pay
Do other things.
just
Yeah.
play a bunch of
Yeah.
one
There's
cost destroy enchantment.
there is better things
Being
for
a
that cost, for
mutant,
sure.
that typo's not too great. I mean, some people are playing Bear Tribal, but like
Yeah,
other
it's a
than that,
bear, but there's probably better bears too, right? Like,
No, mutant's bad for the what is it? The mutate too, or is it non-human for mutate?
non-human for mutate.
Okay, so it works with that.
so it works for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's half decent for Nykthos for going for that. You get 3 devotion.
Yeah, if you want the 3 green pips.
Triple Pip is
Yeah. Triple Pip's not bad.
good for devotion.
So if you're going for that, sure.
It's like not bad, but I'm trying to think of a scenario where it's like great,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's ever great. It's just like okay,
It's fine. I don't
because
know
you're
if
paying
it's...
a lot of mana into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that it has to be equal to X, or total equaling X, that's makes it a little harder to really play with.
I mean, you could play it in like Yarick and get that effect twice.
That wouldn't be bad.
Okay.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have to see this played and really,
think it's
see
got
how it
potential.
works. It definitely has potential. It's definitely good for certain things, but it is kind of well
I mean,
rounded.
you can just jam it for 0 and blow up anything that costs 0 in play.
That's true too.
Everything. Right.
Any artifact or enchantment.
Treasure tokens, all that
So,
shit.
Mana
Just
Crypt.
bye bye.
Mana Crypt.
Mana Crypt.
All of all their tokens. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That
there's
seems actually
lots
pretty
of
nuts.
tokens. So this is perfect for wiping out tokens. That's what.
Well,
this
if they're not creature tokens, yeah.
right, they have to be
It have to
artifact.
be artifact or enchantment.
Like
yeah.
treasures or clues or
They could be Thapter tokens. Those are still artifacts.
yeah, those are artifacts.
So things like that. I feel like, yeah, something like that is what this might shine best for sure. And then also, if you're like really wanting the devotion, it's okay for that. It's not like incredible, but I don't know. Interesting card.
What about like Microsynth Lattice? You make everything an artifact and you can blow up all of their lands.
Ooh, that would be brutal.
That's harsh.
That would also make the entire table hate you so much.
Just for 3 mana.
3 mana, wipe the field. Better than Armageddon, baby. Oh my god.
You'd probably play that in a deck where you play Lattice and do all that stuff, because usually the combos you play Lattice and then the thing that makes them all indestructible and just keep
Yeah.
what is it? Or the disc over and over and over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Such a fun deck to play against.
Yeah.
Fun and
Love it.
engaging.
all right, next we got Strong Back. It's 2 and a green for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Equip abilities. You activate that target the enchanted creature costs 3 less to activate. Aura spells you cast that target the enchanted creature costs 3 less to cast. And the enchanted creature gets +2/+2 for each aura and equipment attached to it.
Okay then. Hello.
So here you have to be in the dedicated aura deck.
Yeah, this is for 100% an aura deck. No questions asked.
Is it good enough to play though? Like, is 3 less good? 3 colorless less? You still have to pay the colored pips.
Yeah. But normally equip costs aren't.
Equip costs are always colorless though, right?
Right.
all.
So for equipping, it's fine, but for
It's perfect for that.
Because
For
you're probably
auras.
playing this in an aura deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how good's a 1-mana Blanchwood?
It's okay, but you probably have the mana to play it anyway, right? I don't know.
I mean, equipping for free is fine, but it's like,
Yeah.
I could just, if I'm playing white, I could just play the Pure Steel Paladin, and like, why do I need to put this on a creature first? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. I'm trying to think of any like auras that have like full 3 colorless to get the full discount. All of them are just like usually like 2
Yeah,
or 1.
2 or 1, because auras are usually pretty cheap. Usually.
I mean, you get like Classification.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Classification.
there's stuff like that.
Green or whatever.
Yeah.
Isn't that like 3 green or something?
Yeah.
No, there's the like Tendershoot Dryad one where you get a sapling every upkeep that costs 3 and 2 green.
Right.
But like that's about it. Like,
yeah, it's. I mean, like reading this seems really good, but like actually in practice, it's hard.
Plus, like, you're gonna want hexproof on the thing you're attaching this to, or else you're just gonna get blown up. So you're just gonna blow it up. Like,
instantly.
At the 100%. Point this is giving like +6/+6, you're just like, okay, well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very good. Like, for 3 mana, you get +2/+2, and everything costs 3 less to target it with, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Aura equipment.
That's right, and it has to be that creature too. Okay, I missed that too. So that's obviously not as good. So it's got to be very
stacks
specific.
With like all that glitters.
Right. Yeah. So like this is like almost like a Voltron kind of thing. That's what it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to make something huge.
I mean, it's just like a strictly better Ancestral Mask, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is better than that.
And that's a pretty good card.
So if you play Mask, you probably play this.
I mean, Mask counts every single enchantment, so your opponent's enchantments too, and like ones that are not equipped.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You might play both in the enchantment deck. Though.
Yeah, I think you would play both. But this, it reads it needs to be Voltron-y. It needs to be attached to it.
It's got to be a specific thing that you're making bigger. So
it's also weird that it's green. I mean, a lot of the enchantment stuff is green, but the equipment stuff is not green.
No, it's usually like white or red. It's like Boros, generally. Maybe even blue.
I mean, is there some weird green-white equipment deck here? Or like
I don't know.
Was it Naya equipment thing going on?
You gotta put fucking green in it.
I'm sure there's just a Voltron-y guy that just attacks. It's like a 7/7 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because generally you're gonna want to play with like Sudden Forger and shit like that. That's usually what you want in like an equipment deck, and like Nahiri, that's all like white and red stuff. So maybe you can make it Naya. I don't know. I feel like just doing it for this card is not worth it though.
No, but getting access to green makes you ramper in the early game easy.
Yeah, the ramp's nice.
So it's just what commander is Naya that has to deal with auras and enchantment equipment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can't have like Nahiri's. You can't have like Nahiri or whatever as like your commander, like, which obviously is a good one.
So yeah, the Naya commander, I just remember it is Uril the Miststalker. 2 red, green, white. So Naya, it's a 5/5 hexproof beast. He gets +2/+2 for each aura attached to it. So this is like
so this is like prime for that. Yeah. That is the commander basically. That could be kind of fun. I could definitely see that working.
Yep, he's already got the built-in hexproof. So we're good.
That is also nice. So he can't just be blown to fucking smithereens because
that
will happen.
Yep.
This
is
boom.
for
there's your card right there. Just for you. Very interesting. All right. Moving on to Strong, the Brutish Thespian. It is 4 green for a 7/7 legendary mutant berserker creature. It has Ward 2. It has Enrage, so whenever Strong is dealt damage, you get 3 rag counters and put 3 +1/+1 counters on him. You gain life rather than lose life from radiation. There's an interesting concept. Anti-rad deck.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
It's got to be mono green though, which seems kind of weird.
You
For
probably play
Yeah.
this on that with that other thing that
Yeah, with that
gives
tree folk
the
dude.
tree folk
Yeah.
thing.
yeah, but that was like, I mean, we've only been yeah. This is all the green cards with red. It's like
Yeah.
8 of them.
Right.
Not all of them have red. Maybe we haven't read the artifacts yet. I don't know. It just does not seem like there's
Or
enough
like some of like
support.
the multi
It does
cards.
not seem like there's a lot of support.
No,
yet,
it doesn't.
It's
Unless
This is
probably
unless,
in the
99.
99 of
This is the
yeah,
99.
you
that
have
has,
to
like, black
you have to
and
splash it in to like a Golgari deck or something like that.
Yeah.
If we're going
All
for
right,
like
darn.
the mill or some shit. Yeah, playing him by himself, I don't know, man. As like a commander, that'd be pretty brutal, I think.
All right, we'll move on to the Tato farmer. Not Tato.
taters.
Taters.
2 and a
or
green.
tomatoes.
Tomatoes for a 1/4 zombie mutant peasant. He looks like he's having a good time.
Yeah,
He
he does.
landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may get 2 rad counters.
Okay.
It means you
You
get to
get the
choose.
choice. It's interesting. You can tap them, put a target land card in a graveyard that was milled this turn onto the battlefield under your control tapped. In
So if
a-
you're giving your opponents, you can steal their
Yeah.
lands.
In a graveyard.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
That's amazing. This is great for like a loam deck too. Like if you wanting to mill yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and then you also can steal your opponent's lands. Fuck yeah, dude. That works pretty well,
The
honestly.
flavor text, he's like, try one. They're disgusting.
I love it.
Yeah, this
Very,
seems real fun.
very. Yeah, some of these green cards are very interesting, man. Okay.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I mean, you
He's
could
a
play it in
zombie.
landfall. You could play it in the loam deck. You could just, like, if you have any sort of mill deck where you're milling your opponents, you could just throw this in there.
Yeah. For playing like Golgari or something. Or some
Yeah,
other
he
combination of
self-mills
colors.
you with red. He seems
Yeah.
pretty good. He's a zombie, which is pretty good typo with
Yeah.
using the graveyard too.
Yeah,
He seems
very,
playable.
very playable. Very, very flexible too. That's the other thing. Like it fits a lot of archetypes. So yeah, this could be definitely played.
Next up, we got the Watchful Radstag. 2 and a green for a 2/2 elk mutant with Evolve. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has a greater power or toughness, you put a 1/1 counter on it. And whenever it evolves, you create a token that's a copy of this.
Ooh.
So it's going to like scoot swarm up.
Yeah. That's some multiplication right there is what that is.
That seems real fun.
That does seem really good. Love that a lot.
It's got to evolve though, which is like going to be the slow part. Like you can't just put +1/+1 counters on it, or you can't.
Right. So you play a 3/3. You now have
Mhm.
a 2/2 and a 3/3.
Mm-hmm. You play a 4/4, and then now you have a 4/4, 2 3/3s,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 2/2s. If I did that math correctly.
This works great
Something
in
like
Risk.
that, yeah.
This works great in Risk though, because you only have to evolve once, and you can just create copies of the tokens.
Yep, creating copies is going to be
So you don't have to
huge
worry
and
about
fun.
evolving. But yeah.
Doubling
So,
seasons.
Yeah, and of course,
Yeah.
doubling season, all that shit, that just, that has a field day with a card like this. So yeah.
It costs the same as like Scoot Swarm. Scoot Swarm's still probably
Yeah.
better because landfall's easier, but
Oh,
It definitely is. Yeah.
it's still like, this is good.
Three
still a really
mana,
good card.
yeah, cheap.
Yeah.
3 mana for, yeah, sure, it's a 3 mana 2/2, but it does some work, and it's not going to stay at 2/2 for very long, as long as you play shit. That's all you got to do. Well, nice short little green section. So now we're going to move on to the multis. I think we got quite a few of these. So I'm going to start with Arcade Ganon. He has 2 and Azorius, or white and blue, for a legendary human doctor creature with 2/3. He has tap, draw a card, then discard a card, put a quest counter on him, and then he has for Auld Lang Syne, which is once during each of your turns, you may cast an artifact or human spell from your graveyard with mana value less than or equal to the number of quest counters that are on him.
He's a doctor. I can play him with the Doctor Who cards.
Yeah, he is a doctor. Different kind of doctor, technically, but yes.
But doesn't the Doctor's Companion just say if your commander's a doctor?
I'm pretty sure that's what the text says. Or are we crossing worlds here?
Yeah, here we go.
Are we seeing synergy? Oh boy.
Synergy across Doctor Who and Fallout, apparently.
This seems
that's-
really good.
Yeah, it does seem
But I
very,
mean,
very good.
anyways, this would fit in my all quest counters deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just being able to, I mean, he's a looter. Looters are always great.
Mhm,
And just being able to cast anything from your graveyard, like Lotus
It's good.
Petal.
Yeah.
mhm.
Lotus Petal just for not even using him
Yeah, so
at
good.
0.
Or just use him, and then you could cast your Sol Ring if someone blew it up.
Mm-hmm. Or one of many other things.
Yeah,
Seems
sounds
like a good card to me. Very, very, very easy to use.
Yeah, seems solid. I think only 4 mana is the only thing holding it back, but this being a commander and building around it would seem pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
you would build a deck around this 100%, and I think it'd be pretty good.
All right, we got Rex Cyberhound. 1 white blue for legendary robot dog. That's a
Nice.
2/2. Legendary artifact. He's an artifact. When Rex deals combat damage to a player, they mill 2 cards and you get 2 energy. You can pay 2 energy, choose target creature card in a graveyard, exile it with a brain counter on it. Activate this only as a sorcery. Then Rex has all activated abilities of all cards in exile with brain counters on them.
That's sick.
That's
That's
cool.
actually really
And
cool.
if this is your commander, since it has a brain counter, it just always
It
will have when you
stays.
replay
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't go away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's the deals combat damage that I don't think we like too much, but
Yeah, you'd have to play
Yeah.
other ways to get energies, probably.
yes.
In an energy deck, though, I feel like that would not be hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
Energy mill deck, I guess.
Yep. This just being able to target creature cards in any graveyard too, just to exile it, is pretty
Yeah.
potent for those reanimate players or trying to use reanimate. You're just like snag. Nope. That's
you have to do
mine.
it at sorcery speed, though.
Ooh. You're right about that.
So you can't do it in
Activate
response
on-
to my reanimate, but you can do it before my
You got it.
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can still do it before he has
Yeah.
a chance to do it.
Yeah, sorcery thing. I forgot about that one. I know I read the card.
It still seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, I'd say this is definitely another fun card that you could probably build a deck around as well. Honestly,
Yeah.
be a fun commander.
Next up, we got the Boomer Scrapper. Is 1 black and a red for Rakdos for a 1/1 human soldier. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, you lose 1 life and make a junk token, which again is an artifact token with tap, sack it. You can impulse draw this turn, or you impulse draw, so you can play that card this turn. Whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, put a +1 counter on Boomer Scrapper. So when you sack those junk tokens, you get
Ooh.
1/1 counters.
Now, and it's not just those; it's any token.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Treasure.
that's treasure, treat, creature, whatever you want. Like,
Yeah, this would probably be pretty good in my Corvold deck because I'll just
Mhm.
keep getting bigger along with Corvold.
yeah, exactly. It's like basically a baby Corvold in a way.
Kind of wish it was legendary. It's weird that's not.
yeah. That seems like a good card, though.
Or you can make
Honestly.
copies of it then.
Yeah. True.
Exactly. You can have
Clone
multiple
it.
things that get bigger. What more do you want, right? All right, our
Solid.
next card. Our next card is Kellogg, Dangerous Mind. He has 1 in black and red, or Rakdos. 3/2 legendary human mercenary creature. He has first strike and haste. Whenever Kellogg Dangerous Mind attacks. Create a treasure token. Sacrifice 5 treasures. Gain control of target creature for as long as you control him. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay.
Yes.
Treasure token deck. This is really fucking good.
Yes.
Another one
Holy
good for my
shit.
Corvold deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This
Who
seems
needs mana when you can just take control of our good shit?
I mean, they can just kill Kellogg and then they get it back, but
Yeah.
right, but
Everyone gets everything back.
you protect him somehow. You give him ward, whatever you got to do. Like,
Put boots on him.
yeah, put boots on, whatever. That's a sick
boots
card.
on him seems really good actually because you can attack for the treasure right away too.
Yeah.
Oh, he has haste.
He has haste. Yeah, you don't even have to do that. But yeah, make him untargetable, and then this will do some work.
Yeah, seems really fun. I don't know if it's going to be good, but
it's going to be one of those cards that, like, I think it's going to go off. You're going to gain control of someone's like board, and then they're just going to kill this to get their board back.
Yeah,
Right.
or just play Wrath of God, just bait out of Wrath.
Just Wrath. But hey, I mean, if you force them to Wrath, you're probably making them get rid of their good board, so that's a plus.
5
pretty
might
cool.
be a little steep too.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a deck that like really pumps some treasures out like big time for it to really be effective. But I don't know.
All right. The Nipton Lottery. 2 black red for 4 mana sorcery. Choose target creature at random. You gain control of that creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. Then destroy all other creatures.
Well, you can get a swing in, unblockable with whatever you get.
This is a Wrath? 4 mana Wrath?
It's a Wrath.
It's a 4 mana Wrath, but one creature is going to live that you're threatening.
Yeah.
But if you get your opponents, and then they're just going to get it back after.
Yeah. But if you hit like Blightsteel, you can kill them.
Yeah.
And then they won't get it back.
You got to get lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta hit the lottery, baby.
That's why it's the lottery. You
Mhm.
can see what you're hitting.
Blightsteel's indestructible, though. You
Yeah, it
destroy
won't die anyway. But that's why you got to hit
Don't
it.
hit Blightsteel. It doesn't die.
Right.
You lose the lottery.
Yep.
Most people do.
Yeah, this card's interesting. Very, very interesting.
You would run this in chaos. This is not reliable.
This is 100%
It's
a chaos deck card.
not something you should run.
I mean,
No.
you could if it always is gonna if it hits your creature.
Yeah.
Like, if you have more creatures, you have a higher
One-sided
chance of
Wrath.
you keeping a creature on the raft.
If your creature deck, you have more likely to hit your own creature,
Yeah.
So you're gonna Wrath the creature deck?
but you're ahead on board already, and you're going to Wrath.
Well, if they have a creature you really need to get rid of. But in which case you could just play like Terminate.
Yeah.
Exactly. For 2.
I think it's funny.
It's a fun, yeah. It's fun. It's a fun. You're playing this for like the chaos. You're playing this just to have a good time. Like this is not a good card per se. This is just to have fun.
The flavor text: Oliver Swanwick won the lottery that matters. A chance to live another day.
Yep.
Come up with a game mode that when you're about to die, you could just cast this for free.
Just chaos magic. All right. Is it my turn again? Sorry, I forgot.
I don't even remember who read this one. Was it me?
It's Corey's turn.
Oh, it's
My turn now? That was you that read this?
Yeah, because you were Boomer Scrapper, Corey.
Yes. Okay. Next up is Kate Cage Brawler. A red and a green for a 1/1 legendary creature human warrior. As long as it's your turn, it's indestructible. When it attacks, you and defending player each draw a card, then discard a card. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on it if you discarded the card with the highest mana value or tied for the highest. So you're brawling them in a cage. We're each going to draw and discard. Who discarded the highest mana value? It's probably usually going to be you because they'll just discard a land.
Yep, exactly.
Then you discarded a good card.
Or also a land because then you're tied.
Yeah. 2 mana's pretty low though. I like that.
I don't know how many is a 2 mana 1/1 that loots on attack.
It's not bad.
It also has your opponent loot with you. Oh,
that's true.
Yeah, giving the opponent resources is not incredible.
But if they have 0 cards in hand,
yeah,
then,
that's really
then
good.
you got them. They're just discarding their top card.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think it's okay.
If you're playing like a discard deck, this could be really fucking good, honestly.
If you're playing a Madness deck, this could be good, yeah.
This is amazing for Madness. Oh, yeah. Because then you do want to, fucking discard something good. Right. And I'll probably get a bunch of counters.
Yeah, with Madness, they usually have a high CMC, and then their Madness
costs
much
like
lower.
2 or 3 or something, yeah.
So you're going to win the brawl and be able to cast for cheap.
And you're going to cast your dude, and then you're just going to be in a better position. This is Madness. This is like the Madness dream, man.
Well, the issues, a lot of Madness cards are black. Like red and black are the most common Madness cards. So
if you play red, black, green, maybe. Play Jund.
Like, so this can't be your commander.
Yeah, that's true. It'd have to be a 99 card then. That'd be less great. I don't know how many cards would make it work just as the commander. Be interesting to look into, though. It could be good, though. Next card is Almost Perfect. It is 4 green-white or Sloznia for an enchantment. That's an aura. It's a creature enchantment. Enchanted creature has base, power, and toughness 9/10 and has indestructible. And I love this flavor text. It's amazing. An incomplete suit of power armor is still a suit of power armor. Which is very true. So 6 to give something 9/10, that's okay, I guess.
It's not really give them. It makes their base power.
It makes their base 9/10. If they're already pumped, that'd be pretty good.
1/1 into a 9/10 indestructible.
Mm-hmm.
How good is 6 mana 9/10 indestructible creature?
Depends on what it is, I feel.
It's almost 0 cost to have another creature out, right? Like you're probably going to.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't exactly like how viable the card is. Yeah, if you have something that you really want, like that has like a really good activated ability that's really weak, and you put this on it, sure. I guess that's fine. But it is 6 mana. That's kind of a lot. But you're also like gaining a lot for that. I'm not exactly sure.
That's what I'm trying to ask. Like, if this was a 6 mana 9/10 indestructible vanilla creature, would you play
it?
Not vanilla, no.
No. It has to have an ability.
6 mana? I mean, that's pretty low for an indestructible creature.
Yeah, I mean,
the
indestructibility is definitely nice. I will say that. And 9/10 is a lot of power and toughness. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one.
You want mostly this for the 9 attack, I think. The indestructible is just kind of gravy on top.
Yeah. I mean, if you're putting this on like your commander or something, that's not bad. Because then it's a lot harder you're making something that you want to be on the field much harder to target and deal with.
But if you're playing it just for the indestructible, there's other cards that do that.
Exactly. Yeah. No, yeah. You're playing this on something that is weak that you want to live. And
I don't know. I still think it's bad. Like, someone can just kill it. It costs 6. Like,
yeah, 6 is a lot.
Basically, 6 mana do nothing. I mean, I guess you could attack with a 9/10 right away because it's been out. But
I don't know. This is another one of those cards I have to see like in play. I feel and see like what situations it might be good for. But
if it wasn't in a commander deck and it was like a limited format, this would be fantastic.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Commander, where everything is better than this already.
Yeah, there's better cards.
attacking doesn't really matter as much.
Yeah.
Not really. People can just chump it with their wall of tokens or whatever the fuck they have going on,
This is
or
probably
just exile it. So
probably a
I don't know.
3 out of 10 card, not 9 out of 10.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Well, I'll have to see, but it just seems really expensive for what it is.
All right, we have the
I mean, what about isn't there the guy, is this in the colors of the guy that puts in an enchantment for free? Or no?
Not sure.
the white robot that like moves enchantments and auras.
No, the one that like searches your deck for enchantment and puts it on a creature.
Oh, the Stone Hero Giant or something like that.
Well, isn't there literally I thought there was a creature that when you attack, you just put an enchantment on it.
Oh yeah. Sovereigns of Lost Alara, the blue-white guy.
Oh yeah, them.
Oh, so you need green in the deck.
That's the wrong color
Yeah.
combo, unfortunately.
I don't think he's legendary either. So
So
the
not a
band
okay.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, you could play the band guy. What is it? The Estrid. I think that Planeswalker that can be a commander can put this into play.
Estrid.
Yeah, I think Estrid can do that. I think, but he has to have
Yeah,
a lot of
ultimate.
loyalty. Yeah, I think he has to pay 6 though. 6.
Okay, so if you can sneak it in, that's incredible. That would be a really good card to sneak in. Paying 6 for just that though seems not great.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the only way you'd maybe play it is if you have somebody to cheat it in.
Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to Colonel Autumn. 1 white and black for a 2/3 legendary human soldier. He's got lifelink. He's got exploit. He's got other legendary creatures you have exploit.
Ooh.
Other creatures you control have exploit. There we go. And they don't just exploit.
Legendary
Yeah,
creatures.
So basically,
Whenever
you play a legendary, you could exploit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I just thought it was triggering one whenever you played one. But whenever a creature you control exploits a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
Wow. Okay. This is aristocrats. Hello. Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the dream for that deck.
Well, you need a lot of legendary creatures to play though.
Yeah.
Keep exploiting, or just stuff that already has exploit.
Yeah.
Would be better because then you're getting 2 effects off of it.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Although technically, if you have another legendary creature that already has exploit, it would have exploit to exploit, so you could just do it twice.
Would those exploit triggers trigger twice then?
Yes. Yeah. If it says when it exploits.
Yes.
It depends how it's worded.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But like the famous one, Sidisi.
Yeah, I think that would trigger twice.
You would get to tutor 2 cards. When it exploits a creature, you may search your library for a card.
Yeah, so if you exploited twice, you would do it both times.
I mean, that
if you only activated the exploit once, you still only get once. But
that seems kind of good,
you to
right?
Exploit 2 things to get it twice.
Sidisi is a legendary, so it triggers off, and then you get a tutor for 2 cards, a 2-card combo with just 1 card.
Well, you have to sack 2 things though, too.
Yeah. You play Colonel, you get a couple little tokens, and then you tutor for Sidisi somehow, and then play Sidisi, exploit twice, tutor for 2 combo pieces, and win.
Yeah. And you get 2 1/1 counters and everything.
It's almost like a 1-card combo, but like you need some setup.
Yeah. I think that's the best way to use them is some shenanigans like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like I'm going to put a bunch of legendaries in here that don't even have exploit triggers.
I mean, yeah, you could do that, but then it's just like I sack a thing to give everything a 1/1 counter. Like,
yeah.
Which is like okay, but they could just but then in response to you exploiting, you could with the trigger on the stack, they could just blow up this guy, and then you get a 1/1 counter on everything but your commander anyway. Like, so
yeah, you got to do some shenanigans with Sidisi, I'm thinking.
Yep. It's also like I don't know if there's a commander that exists to build an exploit deck, and now there is one. So
If you're just looking at keywords and being like, I'm going to build a deck, here you go.
yep.
Got the exploit one.
All right, next up we got Elder Arthur Maxon. 1 white black for a 4/2 legendary creature human knight. Creature tokens you control have training,
Ooh.
which means whenever a creature token you control attacks with another creature with greater power, put a 1/1 counter on that token. It has blind betrayal, so sacrifice another creature. This gains indestructible until end of turn.
Interesting.
So you make some tokens, and then you swing with the tokens on this, and the tokens are going to get bigger. And then if they try and kill this, you can sack one of them to save it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. I wish he was more Voltron-y. Like he would get the +1/+1 counter.
Yeah, it's the token that's attacking.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
Kind of reminded me of Yaheni, the pure black creature. Whenever you sack something, it gets bigger, and you can sack another to get indestructible.
Yeah, this is more made to go wide. Like you want to go as wide as you can with this, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just have an army of dudes.
Yeah, because all of the tokens will have training. And try
Yeah.
to
Yeah, so eventually you'll have a bunch of 4/4s.
It's
If
like
they
not-
don't deal with this.
Which isn't bad. I mean, that's pretty good. And he's able to protect himself, which is also good.
Yeah. I wish you could protect the tokens then that you're trying to build up or something like.
Right, which you
Yeah,
can't.
but
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully you have something that's generating them, like not Sun Titan, Elspeth Sun's War.
I mean, it's
Sun's
good
Champion.
with like Skrell's Hive and Bitter Blossom.
Yeah. Or yeah, or
You're
that.
just pumping out tokens every turn.
Like you have like Elspeth that makes 3 1/1s a turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bitter Blossom gives you 1 flyer a turn. Like
Skrell's Hive gives you a 1/1 toxic every turn.
Like, you know, there's definitely things that'll pump out tokens, especially in these colors.
Yeah, but would you rather have a different commander, like an Aristocrats or like something?
I mean, probably.
Yeah, it would be if you want to win by swinging with the little tokens instead of the Aristocrat strategy.
Yeah.
There's just, yeah, of course, the Aristocrat strategy is probably better.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, I want to have fun and just make big creatures. Sure, whatever, you know, you can do that.
Well, I want to make 4 power creatures.
Yeah, big, quote unquote. They're not really that big, but you know, if you have a lot of them, it can be hard to deal with. But it's fine, I guess.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Next.
Exactly.
Classic.
Yeah. Get him off the screen. Next up, we got McCready Lamplight Mayor. He is Orzhov, white black, for a 1/3 legendary creature, human advisor. Whenever a creature you control with power 2 or less attacks, it gains Skulk until end of turn, which means it can't be blocked by a greater power. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater attacks you, its controller loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. This is kind of dirty.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Well, power 2 or less matters deck goes in there.
There's plenty of those, honestly. There's a lot of decks that even if like you're not like going for that ability or that like theme, there's plenty of decks that just have that because a lot of like good creatures that activate abilities are usually smaller creatures like that.
Right.
So this just kind of almost naturally just works well with that in a way.
Yeah, you want like deals combat damage triggers. I'm trying to think of something that's an Orzhov, but one of my favorite ones is kind of like a Master of Cruelties.
Yeah.
I read him.
That's a good card.
He's Rakdos, but you give him Skulk, like that's pretty much unblockable.
Mm-hmm.
They go to 1 or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it could be really good if you have the right
You
kind
could
of
play
deck for it.
Phage and shrink your Phage.
Phage. You're always wanting that fucking card to work. I swear to God.
Phage is sick. Love it.
It's such a silly card. It's so silly. It's one of the silliest cards ever made in Magic.
I don't know. I kind of like that second one. It's just like,
Yeah, it's like you punish them if they have too big of a board.
yeah.
Like that's not bad. Like
I
I
don't know.
think
I can see a deck here where I'm playing a bunch of power 2 or less cards with all that stuff that deals stuff with that, and then a bunch of a bunch of Pillow Fort cards.
I mean it's white. It's
Mhm.
the right color for it. I could see this being pretty decent.
Yeah.
It's
I would
really
have to see
cheap
what
too.
cards work with it. That's power 2 or less attacks, but it's probably there's a deck there.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
see.
that's definitely a deck.
We'll move on to Vault 11, Voter's Dilemma. 1 white black for 4 mana Saga enchantment. With 1 lore counter for each opponent, you create a 1/1 human soldier creature token. Then for 2 and 3, each player secretly votes up to 1 creature. Then those votes are revealed. If no creature got votes, each player discards a card. Otherwise, destroy
Draws a
each
card.
creature with the most votes or tied for most votes.
It's draws a card, not discard.
Draws a card, yes.
Yeah, so if everyone chooses 0 creatures, like we don't want to blow up anything, we all get to draw. But if someone chooses a creature, that's getting blown up.
Yeah.
You know people are going to choose creatures to like blow up their opponents, and their opponents are going to be
Yeah.
like, "Please, guys, let's just draw a card."
Right.
Everyone to be draw a card.
This is
Someone there. It's going to be like,
Someone's gonna vote. 'cause
This
it's
is
secret.
just politics shenanigans, and I love it. Like it's so silly.
it's not going to go in your favor.
It will almost never go in your favor. I can guarantee
Right.
you that.
And if you're ahead, they're just gonna vote for your thing. Like,
Oh, 100%.
You don't
so
want
you're
to.
only gonna play this when you're behind to get rid of the threat on the board
Yeah. Whatever
that
threat it may
everyone will
be.
probably vote for.
Like if you want like a politics style deck, sure, this is great for it. If you're wanting to actually just remove something, play Terminate. If God's due.
The best case scenario is everyone votes for a different creature and you get 4 creatures with it.
Yeah, 4 for 1? That's not bad. But the chances of it are kind of
You do get
slim.
like 3 1/1s when you play it too for 4 mana, which is not horrible.
Yeah.
Blow up a couple.
Then
things.
you have creatures that they can choose. I was thinking like a creatureless deck, you'd want to run this maybe, and then you can like just blow up things. But you'll have creatures.
Yeah, but if they vote for a 1/1, you're like, whatever, who cares?
I
Like,
guess you're not drawing cards then.
they're probably not
Yeah.
voting for a 1/1 at that point.
I guess you're killing things though.
Like, you're killing the best thing on the board most of the time, I would think. Like, whatever the biggest threat is.
Yeah.
Interesting card. I don't know how good, quote unquote, it is, but I feel like that's not really the point for that card. It's more just for like kind of flavor and the theme of. You're going for a theme with that one, most likely. Like a Consul's Judgment kind of deck.
Next up, we got Electro-Siphon. Blue, red. Counter target spell. You get an amount of energy counters equal to its mana value.
Oh my god. Okay, so like 3-cost counter spells usually aren't amazing, but that's a fucking payout, baby. That's a lot of energy you can possibly get with that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like most time you're going to get like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'd still run that for an energy deck.
yeah, this is great
I
for
mean,
energy.
because
deck.
like if you would maybe play cancel, you'd probably play this because if you want the energy.
Yeah, this is way better than cancel because it does way more. Yeah, sure, you have to have red for it, but
Obviously, if you're not in an energy deck, this is just horrible. You don't even. Play
it does nothing for you, obviously. Yeah, so it's pretty cut and dry on that one. If you're playing an energy deck, you are playing this 100%.
Yep.
As long as you're playing Is It. Next up, we have Red Death Shipwrecker. It is It, blue-red. 1/3 legendary crab mutant creature. Has alluring eyes, so you tap it. Goad. Target creature and opponent controls. That player draws a card. You add a mountain. And that's it.
It's horrible. Get it out of here. I'm
Corey,
goading an
goad.
opponent's creature, which I hate doing. I hate goading already. B, they get to draw. and I just get a red mana. Like, can't I just play
Yeah.
the mana dork?
That trade-off feels not great unless you're really desperate for mana, which means you're in real trouble, I feel.
Hold up. Hear me
Right?
out. You put freed from the real on it, right?
Oh God.
A blue, untap it. And you have like some sort of filtering mana guy that's like the salvage mana worker, where you pay a colorless, add 1 mana of any color. And you
Energy
just
refractor, yeah.
Yeah, and then you just start untapping, tapping, making someone draw their whole entire deck, and then you pass the turn and they can't draw a card anymore and they lose.
And all their whole board. Is
Okay. Is the new Josh's Jane combo next week? Here you go,
I'm
ladies
too
and gentlemen.
gone. Three card mill your opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of your opponents if they have a creature out. If they don't have a creature out, it doesn't work.
No.
This is true.
That's why it's jank, man. Yeah, that payoff, not great usually. So, yeah, unless you got something weird going on like
Sure.
that.
All right,
Sure.
Josh is going to build that deck where his whole deck is
Let's
about
see
getting those combo pieces.
It's going to. I'm going to be
see-
doing the combo. Someone draws Deadly Rollock and just kills it. And well,
Yeah,
they have a blue card. It's going to be bad.
Feels real good.
Someone just draws Deadly Relic, or they just like are like, okay, well, I have a way to discard as an instant, just discard my Eldrazi. And,
Yep. Yeah. That's not going to be my jank combo. That's way too jank.
Yeah, that's very jank.
I'm gonna play Flash and then play Thassa's Oracle and win instead.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Rip.
Yeah, not great card, sadly. There.
All right. Oh, it's my turn with Sean, Father of Synths. 3 blue red for a legendary human scientist. He's a 3/4. Whenever you attack, so he doesn't have to, you may create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of target attacking legendary creature you control other than Sean. Except it's not legendary, and it's a synth artifact creature in addition to its other types. Then when Sean leaves the battlefield, exile all synth tokens you control.
Oh, that's brutal if he dies. Not bad though.
Yeah, but you get
but a lot of times that effect makes it not stick around, and here it does.
Mhm.
Yeah, here it does.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. And he doesn't have to attack too. Fuck yeah. That's really good. That's a pretty decent card. Legendary Matters deck, something
Has
like
to
that.
be a legendary creature though.
Yeah, it's gotta be something that matters. Clearly.
So I can do my Kiki Jiki, but I can't do my Inferno Titan.
Dark Steel or something like that.
Yeah.
Those aren't legendary. Yeah.
You can copy your Lelia, I guess. Make a bunch of fur.
Copy your monkeys.
Copy Break Fan.
Yeah, this can be pretty good though. It's not too bad.
We have Magic's been making a bunch of like legendary creatures just because Commander is the greatest format ever, and so we probably have
lots of you can choose from.
plethora of legendaries.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I would have to see the 99 cards again, but this seems powerful.
Yeah, it seems really good.
Next up, we got Vault 112, the Sadistic Simulation. 2 red and a blue for a saga. Chapter 1 is target up to 1 target creature and put a stun counter on it, and you get 2 energies.
Ouch.
Chapter 2 is the same thing. So you got at least 4 here. Then Chapter 3, pay any amount of energy. If you paid 1 or more this way, shuffle your library. Exile that many cards from the top. You may play one of those cards without paying its mana cost.
I think you don't.
Okay, so it's for each one that you spend.
You look at that many cards.
You look.
Yeah.
You only still get 1.
You still can cast 1.
Go over the top. Like
Yeah.
you don't want to do like 8.
No,
Yeah, 'cause then you're
you'd probably do like 4 maybe.
Or what you normally, and get a few options.
Yeah.
Honestly,
just so you don't like hit land. Like
that's
Yeah.
Chapters 1 and 2 are pretty fucking good though. Stun counters are kind of brutal, and you get energy for them. Like That's pretty nice, right?
Yeah.
I like
That's
that.
pretty good. The bottom effect is awesome.
Yeah, bottom effect's really good too.
I mean, you could pay over the top if you knew you had something busted in your deck.
Yeah,
If you had
really
like
looking
20
for it.
energy and you're like, if I hit this card, I win the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have demonic consultation in my hand. I just need Thassa's Oracle right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a pretty nifty card. It's got a lot going for it, honestly. It's all the chapters are pretty good. For sure. All right. We got Agent Frank Horrigan. He is 5 in Golgari, black and green, for an 8/6 legendary mutant warrior creature. He has trample. And he also has indestructible as long as it attacked this turn. Whenever he enters the battlefield or attacks, proliferate twice.
Yeah.
This is a powerhouse, baby. Oh my god.
But you do need something to make the proliferate useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are that is the lovely colors of Infect.
Yep.
So this Infect loves this card. It is a lot of mana though, but if you have it,
do nothing.
It does a fair amount, like once it's out.
So I guess you have time to make those counters to proliferate.
Yeah, you do definitely have time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a bomb for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bomb.
Might be too expensive, but it's cool.
Yeah. It might be. Yeah, it's a lot, but it also does a lot, so it's hard to say. But I don't know. I like it. I think it's pretty cool.
Cool effect. It's a cool card, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about it as a commander. Like, are you ever going to play it a second time if they just
probably not? Yeah, if they kill him, you're kind of fucked. It's going to be brutal to come back into play.
7 just seems too much. That's something you want to like reanimate too, and like you want to really reanimate this guy over like an Archon of Cruelty or something.
I mean, if you're making a proliferate deck and just play reanimate, sure, but
then you're diluting your deck with rad counters, and
I think you need to have like the charge counter lands that like can add mana equal to the charge counters.
Yep.
And just keep proliferating, and then you'll be able to cast it if they kill this. Probably be the way to go.
Depletion counter ones.
Yeah.
You're doing the whole
storage counter lands or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to the Alpha Deathclaw. He's 4 black green for 6 mana, 6/6 lizard mutant with menace and trample. When he enters the battlefield or becomes monstrous, destroy target permanent. Then you can pay 5 black green for 7 mana, monstrosity 4.
I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. It does a lot.
ETB, blow something up. That's what I like.
And then you can do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then he himself is a fucking bomb. Like
this is
menace and trample.
Like
reanimate.
I'd probably put it in my reanimate my Gyarados deck along with because my Ashen Rider exiles, but like this can destroy, so that way you have 2 of that.
You have 2 effects basically that do the same, similar things.
Mm-hmm.
And then this just does so much work on the field. Like they're gonna have so much trouble like trying to block it because you have to block with 2 things anyway, and it has trample, so you can't chump it.
If you make it monstrous, it's 10/10.
Yeah, it's like dear God.
And you took 2 things out of the way.
Yeah, that's not bad.
What? You go first. You play your land. Your opponent plays the land on their turn. Then you entomb this guy. Turn 2, animate him. You blow up their one and only land. You got 6/6.
That is awful. Yeah, and they cry deeply like a boss.
He's got menace. He's going to hit.
He will hit most likely.
Oh.
And he has trample, so he will hit some if you happen to have 2 things to block with. Like, yeah, this is good.
Seems really good. Flicker if you can. You're not in the colors or bouncing. But
Closet is colorless, so.
Yep, Closet can be whatever you want.
Next up, we got Atomize. Destroy target non-land permanent and then proliferate.
For 4?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Instant speed, I like.
Yeah, instant's nice.
It's similar to like Utter End, but you get a proliferate off of it. And it's green
Yep.
black instead of white black.
Yeah,
Gotta say non-land. Come on.
I know. Sorry, you can't be mean with it. Proliferation, of course, is great.
Yep.
Yeah, it does some work.
No.
Nice.
Yeah, not bad.
If you're doing anything with proliferate, I would jam it.
Oh, easy. Great removal spell for a deck like that.
Yep.
Next up, we have Armory Paladin. It is 1 and red and white Ouroboros for a 3/3 human knight creature with trample. Whenever you cast an aura or equipment spell, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until end of your next turn. So, impulse draw. Every time you cast an aura or equipment spell. Perfect.
And
Great
until
for
end of your next turn is pretty huge.
yeah.
Yeah, so
We
you
do
get
one at a time.
Yeah, you get a whole round to do it, right? Because usually it's that turn, right?
Yeah, you can just slam the 3-drop on turn 3 and then turn 4
you can play
5.
whatever you got if it's good, or not. Just keep it exiled.
I mean, it's pretty good. I'd probably play it in my Voltron equipment deck.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll help me find more equipment.
I feel like you can go crazy too if you wanted to build like the all bone saw deck or like 0 mana Cheerio equipment.
Yeah.
Cheerio
Oh my
equipment.
god.
You're going. Storm counts up.
It's just gonna keep moving, man. Yeah, that's a pretty powerful card. It's not bad.
Seems good. All right. Cast Hand of Vengeance. 2 red white for 4 mana 4/3 legendary human ranger with vigilance. When she or another creature you control dies, if it was enchanted or equipped, return any number of aura cards that were attached to it from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to target creature, and attach any number of equipment that were attached to it to that creature.
So Voltron next creature.
Yep.
That's sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
They have to
really,
like double
really
tap.
good.
They have to either kill this first and then your Voltron-y creature.
Or just full out Wrath or something. Like that's the only way they're gonna be able to get rid of your shit.
I don't think I would put this as like your commander, maybe, but then you wouldn't want to like buff it up.
Like a Nahiri deck or like, some kind of equipment deck. This is great for that.
Yeah. I would put this
amazing.
in the 99.
Yeah, this is great for the 99. Easy.
With Voltron, yeah, you want your commander to do that easy 21 damage.
Yeah. That's definitely what you're looking for.
40.
And this will protect it. Like it basically forces them to have Wrath in hand, basically.
It does only bring back auras too, so if for some reason they played that card that's destroyed target creature and all equipment attached to it, your equipment's still dead.
What kind of card does that though? Normally your equipment just stick around.
No, there's like a black kill spell that destroys a creature and all equipment.
That one card.
I know there's at least one. Yes,
there are a couple.
There's a couple. I think
there's some white cards
from
too.
like the Mirrodin block. I think.
Yeah, they're very old though, and at this point kind of archaic. But I mean, they are a thing, so that is a counter to this. But how many people are going to be playing that? Probably not many. Really so you're probably not going to see that. I think this is still.
People are probably only play those if they know that you're playing Voltron and
exactly.
So
who's sideboarding in Commander? What?
Or if they put it in their deck because they know they want to beat your Voltron deck, they're sick of losing.
Oh man,
I don't know.
That is just.
That's what there is in my wrist deck as Aura Shards, and because I was tired of fucking playing against Zedru.
Aura Shards is a solid card.
It's just a good card anyway, but
yes,
there's
a reason of the time
for
this is good. It's worth running anyway.
Yeah, great card, great, especially in the 99 for any kind of Voltron equipment kind of deck. You want it.
Next up, we got Desdemona,
yes, sir.
Freedom's Edge, 2 red and a white for a 3/4 legendary creature human rogue. Whenever she attacks, target creature card in your graveyard that's an artifact or has mana value 3 or less gains escape until end of turn. The escape cost is equal to its mana cost plus exile 2 other cards.
Okay.
You can cast stuff in your graveyard, mana value 3 or less.
Not bad. Creature style deck, or creature going wide deck. Generally going to be smaller creatures probably. So
Or artifacts, if you want to
Yeah,
replay
it could
them.
be any artifact.
yeah, right. It's not bad. I'd say it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
I don't know how good is if I just keep thinking like, what if I just keep replaying like the Spellbound or whatever that sack draw card?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
That's-
think that would work totally.
Is this finally like the Goblin Engineer? That's one of them. And Goblin, whatever, the Duretti, you sack an artifact, put an artifact into play type deck.
Right.
I don't think there's been a legendary creature that kind of really does that. Now you can
Yeah.
jam all of those into here.
Yeah, that's true.
It's pretty good for a deck like that. That's not bad.
Yeah, this is like backup for the Duretti Goblin Engineer type deck.
All right. Oh, sorry. What?
Solid.
Yeah, solid indeed. Next up, we have inventory management. It is Boros, which is red and white for an instant. It has split second. So again, the stack for this does not matter. For each aura and equipment you control, you may attach it to a creature you control. So it's just literally a free attach. That's pretty sick, right?
You can swap all your stuff around at instant speed.
Nice.
That's always been like the downside.
they can't react to it too, which is pretty sick.
Right.
Like the downside with equipment is that it's always sorcerer speed to equipped, but now you can be like, oh, I'm going to block. I don't have blockers for this time, and they attack in, but you're like, nope, now all my equipment's onto this guy.
Right.
I'm going to block with it. Surprise.
Again, for like Voltron equipment deck or whatever, this is really, really fucking good. Really cheap too.
Seems pretty broken too with like boots or anything with hexproof or shroud, and they're like, destroy target creature that's open. You're like, nope, boots are on that. It has shroud now.
Nice try. Your spell fizzles now. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean they can respond after this spell resolves.
Yeah,
we just can't put something.
It doesn't end the stack like the stack.
So like they could be like, oh, you put boots on it, and then they'd be like, okay, now I cast another spell to kill the boots. But
yeah, okay, I'll destroy
then
them.
they're still you wasting 2 cards to get rid of your one. So
yeah.
And that's if they had the removal for the boots. If not,
they would have to have another follow up basically. But I mean, and something like Batterskull, like the cost 5, like it's like it costs 2.
The hammer.
It's a lot better, right? And you could do that in any number of whatever else you might have.
Hammer. So it's 10-10 now.
The fucking hammer.
This seems pretty good.
Sick in a equipment deck. Really, really good.
One of my least favorite things to do in an RPG, though, is inventory management.
Inventory management, yeah. So you don't like Resident Evil? Because that's half the game, baby.
Yep. All right, we got Maria Brown, guide author. 1 red white for a 2/3 legendary human citizen. When she enters the battlefield, create a colorless equipment artifact token named Wasteland Survival Guide. With equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each quest counter on it among permanents you control, and equip 1. Whenever
quest
you
counter
attack,
got deck. Here we go.
It's happening.
Attack, put a quest counter on target non-land permanent.
Oh my god, that's so many, dude.
More.
All the quest counters.
All right. If I play Morphon as my commander, how many quest cards is there?
Yeah, I mean,
There's
I
a
think
few.
most of them were white, if I recall correctly. From
Well,
the last.
there's one in every color in Zendikar.
Yeah, Zendikar has all 5.
Well, yeah.
At least one, but I'm pretty sure it's more than that.
This iteration had a bunch of white ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is good.
That's cool.
This is a cool fucking card. Yeah, Quest could very, very much well be a viable format. Like this would be a commander, right? 100%.
Could be.
I think this
there's
would be
enough red and
commander.
white ones to make it work.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you're limited to Boros, but if there are, then sure. If you don't have to go like 5 color or something like that. Yeah, that's a pretty good card though. Shit.
Yeah. Without even being like quest counters, it's still.
I mean,
seems
it's
okay.
still you get an equipment that you prefer equip one, you put on something, and then just whenever you attack, it's getting +1/+1 because you just
Yep.
throw the quest counter on anything. It doesn't really matter what.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And she doesn't need to attack just the thing you're
Yep.
attacking.
So
Right.
whatever you're
Like,
Voltroning, again, it's Voltron, equipment,
you can
whatever you
flicker
want.
her in white and make more and more
Yep.
anointed
Flicker whips,
procession, make
closet,
double.
whatever. Yeah.
yeah,
There's so many things you can do with this that can just be pretty freaking decent, honestly. Like it's
Yeah.
a decent card.
Seems fun.
next up we got Paladin Elizabeth Taggarty. 1 red white for a 3/2 human knight. It's a legendary creature. Whenever Paladin Elizabeth Taggarty and at least 2 other creatures attack, draw a card. Then you may put a creature card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking where X is its power.
Busted?
That seems good, especially if this gets buffed somehow, right?
Attack with 3 things, play something for free. Seems dope.
Drawing cards?
Drawing cards, especially in red and
Oh, yeah,
white.
you do draw a card and then put something into play.
Busted?
Especially for these colors.
Yeah,
That's
this is
really
bonkers.
good. Fucking Boros doesn't do draw cards. Red Impulse draws, sure, but
Bonkers.
yeah, this is fucking good.
Yeah, this is good.
For free too. Oh baby. Oh.
I guess
If the
toughness-
power is correct.
Yeah.
2 toughness is the only thing holding it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can easily be killed, but this is
Well,
a card.
and if you don't buff it at all, you have to play a
Yeah.
3 or less power
3 or less.
creature.
3 or less creature, which sure.
You're playing Boros. Like what kind of
You're
Yeah.
still
What do you
gonna
do?
get something probably.
just going
Like,
to draw another
You're
Rega
probably Boros are probably playing like equipment and shit anyway, right? You're probably gonna have a way to buff it that way too.
That too.
So you're gonna probably get to a point where you're probably gonna be able to play damn near anything. So yeah, that's pretty good. All right, next up we have Sentinel Sarah Lions. 3 red and white. Boros again. 4/4 legendary human knight creature, has haste. As long as an artifact enter the battlefield under your control this turn, creatures you control get +2/+2. And it also has Battalion like the last one. Whenever Sentinel Sarah Lions and at least 2 other creatures attack, Sentinel Sarah Lions deals damage equal to the number of artifacts you control to target player. Oh, that could be a lot of damage, man. Oh,
Oh, this seems
Boros
pretty good.
artifacts. Again, equipment.
Seems good in Boros artifacts.
I would
Equipment.
not even worry about artifact. Like make artifact creatures. Like Milliken or some sort of artifact creatures. Make sure your creatures are artifacts.
Or just like Retrofit or Foundry, just keep pumping out
Yeah.
one once.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't say non-token, so you can like
Right.
bust out 5 treasures.
Yeah, it
that
can be whatever the fuck you want it to be.
they get +10/+10. She even buffs herself.
Yeah.
Yep. All creatures get +2/+2.
It
God, that's
seems
so
pretty nuts.
fucking good, man. Fucking everything. This
Seems pretty nuts.
card's insane.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking card. Yeah, that's gonna be played 100%.
That's
Could
good.
even possibly be a commander of something revolving around that, like easily.
Yeah,
honestly.
I see her at the helm.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, you could also just stick her in to a deck. You already have a bunch of artifact stuff.
Yeah, I mean, fine in the 99 too. Either way, like it
Like
works
if you have a
great.
Jeskai artifact stack or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna do work either way.
Should we move on to our segment before we do the most famous guy in all of Fallout?
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. Segment time. Corey's crazy card. Corey's crazy card this week is Tombstone Stairwell.
Yes.
Okay. 2 black, so 4 mana for an world enchantment. It has cumulative upkeep, which means you pay 1 and a black. At the beginning of your upkeep, you put an age counter on this and then sacrifice it for unless you pay the 1 and a black for every age counter on it. And then it says at the beginning of each upkeep, so every player's upkeep, if Tombstone Stairwell is on the battlefield, each player creates a 2/2 black zombie creature token with haste named Tombspawn for every creature card that's in their graveyard. At the beginning of each end step, when Tombstone Stairwell leaves the battlefield, destroy all tokens created with it. They can't be regenerated.
Jesus
card.
Christ.
I love this card. It
This
is
card is
reserve
so
list.
ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous.
It's so fun. You get so many like ETB and leaves triggers. Like, oh my god.
God.
Yeah, you basically need something to make it work. If you don't have something that takes benefit of it, it's just a terrible card.
Yeah, obviously, like, it sucks if you don't make it work. It's really, really bad.
It's hilarious. You're like, guess what? You're going to get a bunch of tokens. Can you do anything with them?
Yeah,
no?
like,
okay, they're gone.
Bye!
All you need is like a blood artist or something, like this is so fun. I love this card.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's this zombie called Noxious Ghoul that my buddy plays all the time.
Yeah, Noxious Ghoul can be really good.
Yeah, you just board wipe everybody.
It's like, oops, that's sad.
Got ways to sack them too. You just get so many bodies off of this card. I love it.
Yeah,
artwork's
it's
sick
just,
too.
It does so. Oh yeah, 100%.
Reserve list card, so pick it up, guys.
Yeah, it only go up.
All right, we'll move on to my chain combo for today. We're going to go back to a classic 2-card combo.
Hey.
And we'll do this enchantment called Tainted Remedy. 2 and a black for enchantment. If an opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead. So no more gaining life. You're just going to lose life. We're going to combo this off with a card called Beacon of Immortality. It's 5 and a white.
Oh god, I know what that is.
Double target player's life total. Then you get to shuffle it back into your library. But that is life gain. You double, so it's exactly their life. But instead of gaining that life, they're just going to lose it. So it's an instant KO.
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 Yep. And it scales to however much life they're at. No matter what, they're going to die.
That seems very, very dirty.
Yes.
Yep.
I do run this combo. My own personal commander deck, Selenia Dark Angel. It's one of my decks. I run this combo in.
Ugh, it's just gross. All right. My jungle card for this week.
James's Jungle.
This is an absolute classic in green. I run it in several of my decks. And I know it's a very, very widely played card. Avenger of Zendikar. It is 5 green for a 5/5 elemental creature. Which, sure, you look at that and like 7 for a 5/5, that's terrible, but it's all in the eyes of the holder, baby. When it enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 plant creature token for each land you control. So that's why it's cost 7, because you're making a bunch of dudes, and then it also has landfalls, so whenever you play a land, they all get buffed by +1/+1. So, and it's not just them, it's any plant. So even if you happen to have some random ones in play beforehand, they also get buffed by that too. So this card is really, really good in a lot of, token creature decks. Doubling Season has an absolute heyday with this one, obviously. Yeah, and it just does so much work. It's pretty much an instant tooth and nail target. Like, you're almost always hitting it with that. Like,
yeah,
it's really good.
It's always, when you see tooth and nail, it's AOZ and Craterhoof.
Yeah.
Behemoth.
Yeah, that's like that is always one of your choices, pretty much. If it's in your deck, you are playing it 100%.
Yeah.
It's just like, if you don't have a board, you play this. You suddenly have a board.
Mm-hmm. This was definitely the old school back in like years ago when we were playing Battlecruiser days. This was like, you get an AOZ out, you're
You
you're
win the
golden.
game, basically.
Everyone was
Yeah.
packing it.
Everyone's like, well, we lose.
Yeah, everyone was packing it. Nowadays, you usually just play for the creature count. Just getting the +1/+1 counters is a little slow and like not really. That
Yeah,
useful.
honestly, it's something I usually don't even do anymore, like in my decks. But yeah, I do it more just for like I go super wide and then just have a bunch of things to block with. And maybe they get bigger. Or the even more silly combo is if I have the I think it's Divine Visitation out, where they actually turn into 4/4 angels. That's silly. That's a fun time. So stuff like that. Like if you can turn them into something better than plants, sure, then it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has a lot of utility. It's always been a really good green card.
Just want to shout out to my play group. Whenever we see it, we always do a weird thing. We go AOZ. So good.
That's awesome.
Classic card.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to everyone who knows that. All right, we'll move on to the most popular man in all of Fallout. 3-Dog.
3-Dog Galaxy DJ.
Galaxy News DJ. 1 red and white for a 1/5 human bard legendary creature. Whenever you attack, you may pay 2 and sacrifice an aura attached to 3-Dog. When you sacrifice an aura this way, for each other attacking creature you control, create a token that's a copy of that aura attached to that creature.
Okay.
It's fun. Like almost Zada Hedron grinder like type shenanigans. Any like ETB aura, you're going to be drawing a card. Well, that has ETB draw a card. You're going to be drawing a card for each other attacking creature you control.
What about the black one that's ETB destroy a creature? There you go.
Yeah, but he's Boros. But yes, he seems nuts. I don't know. Even if you get a big one, maybe like an Embercleave or some.
You do need quite a few. Oh, and it is whenever you attack, you don't have to attack with it.
Mm-hmm. He does have 5 health, so he's not dying anytime soon.
And you do have to attack with at least 2 things for it to do anything. Because you're sacking the aura to put it on everything but what you sacked it off of.
Yeah, you could just attack with 1, I guess, and then you just kind of move the aura over.
Well, no, because it says you created when you set for each other attacking creature.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't need to attack though.
No, it's like any creature.
The other creature, one.
Oh,
creature.
you sack an aura on him. Okay,
yep.
That makes more sense.
I don't know. Seems really nuts.
Interesting. Yeah.
You had Anointed Procession too. I imagine those. You get 2 auras onto each creature.
Mm-hmm.
Seems really fun, especially if there's an ETB draw aura.
Mm-hmm.
Draw
definitely.
Crap load of cards.
Just hell yeah.
Copy them all.
Yep.
Yeah, he seems pretty good.
Yeah, he seems
like
fun.
Zada, you're playing kobolds or you're playing like little goblins too.
You're definitely gonna need like to go wide, and you're gonna need enchantments to put on this and sack off for the 2 mana. So
yeah.
Cool.
Next up, we got Marcus, the Mutant Mayor. There's 3 green-blue for a 4/4 legendary creature Mutant Advisor with Vigilance and Trample. And whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card if that creature has a 1/1 counter on it. If it doesn't, put a +1/+1 counter on it.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty good, right? You're drawing cards, getting buffed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another commander that can just sit there and not attack.
Yeah. I love that. Just makes your minions do
all
its bidding.
Vigilance and Trample.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean he'll probably go through, honestly. That's a threat. And he can block because he has vigilance too. Like this is a very it has a lot of utility. It can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool creature, honestly.
I think we've been hitting bangers after bangers.
Yeah, the multi cards in this set have been pretty freaking
all
good, man.
Good so far.
Yeah, for the most part, at least.
Especially that crab mutant.
That one was not so good.
Okay, maybe not that one.
That one sucked.
Maybe not that one.
Most of them have been very bad. Speaking of mutants, our next one is Mutational Advantage. It is 1 in Simic or green and blue for an instant. Permanents you control with counters on them gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Wow. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to those permanents this turn and proliferate. So that's actually quite a lot for 3 mana. That does some work.
It's like heroic intervention, but
Yep.
only for stuff with counters.
Yeah.
Yep. But then you get a proliferate.
But you
as
can
well.
proliferate all of those counters as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, in the right deck, it's going to be great. Heroic intervention's good.
Yeah, heroic intervention is honestly one of the best green, like, save your board spells that you can play. Like, it's very, very good. And this is, it's a very, very similar to that. It does cost 1 more and a different color, so you have to be playing a Simic variant of some kind, not just mono green. But yeah, it does some work. This definitely does some work.
Yeah, I mean, I like to use heroic intervention in bad ways and combo it off with Armageddon and like land destruction, where my lands are now indestructible. This way, it's really hard to get counters onto lands, so you can't.
Yeah, it's not gonna really work well for that. I mean, there's some lands that do stuff like that.
Storage
but-
counter lands and stuff.
Yeah, depletion counters, as we were saying before.
Vivid lands, shit like that. Sure, like you have stuff like that, but a lot of the time, it's not really what this is intended for.
You can make your dark depths indestructible.
Yeah.
There you go.
If it still has counters on it.
Which, well, if you're playing it wrong, if it does, let's be real. But
All right, we got Vault 87, Forced Evolution. 3 green blue for a 5 mana saga. First lore counter, gain control of target non-mutant creature for as long as you control the vault. And then 2, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It becomes a mutant into addition to its other types. Then 3, draw cards equal to the greatest power among mutants you control. But then after this saga goes away, you give back the creature.
Yeah.
guys, as long as you control it. So theoretically, you're not going to be buffing that creature, hopefully.
But if you have, okay. Yeah.
But I mean, you are taking control of someone's creature for 3 turns. That is a lot of time to do stuff with it, right?
True. Yeah, you slam this on 5, then by the time it comes back, it's like turn 9. Usually games are ending around there.
Yeah, so it's like you basically have it for the entire game. That's not bad.
Yeah.
It is 5 though. Like 5's kind of a lot.
You also could like hex mage this and then gain control of another mutant and then keep the other one for longer.
That'd be funny. Find a way to like copy, or maybe not copy it. That wouldn't work, but yeah, hex mage it or whatever.
Yeah, there's I forget the water elemental in Kamigawa. I don't know. It says remove a counter from a permanent.
There you go.
Any
That would
sort of
work.
counter.
So you just have it forever then.
Keep it forever.
Yeah.
You just keep buffing it, just keep it on chapter 2.
Yeah. Just never draw the cards.
Yeah. It's like, who needs card draw? I got creatures. It's like, yeah, interesting. I don't know.
Chessie, Heart of the Oceans, just for anybody listening. That is the guy.
All right. Next up, we got Dog Meat. He's ever loyal.
He is. He's a good boy.
He's Naya for a 3/3 legendary creature, Doggo. When Dogmeat enters the battlefield, you mill 5 cards. Then return an aura or an equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. And whenever a creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks, create a junk token.
Oh, he does some work, man. He is a good boy.
Pretty sure he's the commander of that equipment deck. That's why there's a lot of those green equipments.
Makes sense.
Yeah, there's going to be 2 choices for each of these commander decks. I like how flavorful he's digging up an artifact, like he's
Yeah,
burying
literally. Love it.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's a good card. 3 for a 3/3 does a shit ton of stuff.
Yep.
No
Great
fives
for
cheap.
equipment deck. Or aura
It's a,
deck, I guess.
it's a dog if you want it for a dog deck.
Yeah. If
In the
you're going for that
correct
trouble.
dog colors too.
Yeah, it's in the Jetmir deck.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you
Hell
want
yeah.
to jam that though.
No, probably not unless you play a bunch of auras or
Yeah.
equipment.
Yeah.
You're playing this in a deck that's really revolving around that. That's what this is for. 100%.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Preston Garvey Minuteman. It is 2 and Naya, red, green, white, for a 4/4 legendary human soldier creature. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a green aura enchantment token named Settlement attached to up to one target land you control. It has enchant land, and enchanted land has tap, add 1 mana of any color. And then he also has, whenever he attacks, untap each enchanted permanent you control. Ooh, so you get double use out of that stuff.
Plus anything else that's enchanted.
Exactly. Like,
It's more than just your lands that'll untap.
that's whatever you have. So you can block with your Voltron creatures. You can.
Is this good enough to play in just a 5-color deck? Just to have mana fixing that untaps?
It's not bad, but it does cost 5.
5.
Just if you're just doing that.
To fix mana when you're at 5, you're already pretty fixed, probably.
Well, what if you're missing 1 or 2 colors? Then as soon as you play it, you're going to get that.
Buy fetch lands.
Buy filter lands.
Right.
There's several
I
lands.
don't know. I think it's good. I think I would play it.
I think it's fine. I don't know.
I was debating, like, should I just put this in my dragon deck just cause?
I think you want this for an enchantment type deck, like for
Getting an extra 2 mana a turn seems pretty good. Or being able to tap out for something and then having a couple mana up for an instant.
It doesn't gain you. It makes the land a rainbow. It doesn't tap for an additional land.
No, but it untaps it when he attacks.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, slowly.
I guess you could just play Wilderness Reclamation then
Yeah.
as well.
Well, that's the thing is he has to attack too, so he could die.
Yeah.
And you lose that ability.
Yeah, rather have Wilderness or Seedmore Muse.
Yeah, Seaborn Muse is way better. That just untaps everything.
Yeah, this
Always.
is too slow. You have to already be like running Utopia Sprawls and like other enchantment stuff to like really
So
go
you're
off.
just playing this in enchantment deck because it untaps them all.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's really good for that, I think, because then you're getting a lot more value out of it. I think that's what you want.
Yeah.
I think in that case, it's pretty decent.
I can already hear in my head, another sediment needs our help.
I know, right?
Ah, another one.
Another settlement needs your help. Until you have all of your lands have settlements attached to them. All of your lands have settlements.
Yes. All right, we'll move on to Caesar, Legion's Emperor. 1 red, white, black for a 4/4 legendary human soldier. Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, choose 2. Create 2 1/1 red and white soldier creature tokens with haste that are tapped and attacking. Or you draw a card and lose 1 life. Or the Caesar deals damage equal to the number of creature tokens you control to target opponent.
So I feel like most of the time you're going to choose option 1, and then
Yeah.
you'll choose option 3.
And then option 3.
Damage
Let's have a
somebody.
board.
But if you're way behind, you'll just be like, all right, I'm going to draw a card.
Yeah. That's if you're like super behind.
I'd like to draw a card even if I'm like ahead. I think that's the first option.
Oh, you get 2 though, right?
You choose 2 of them.
Oh, so then, yeah, you're always going to choose the first and the second.
Yeah, and then if you do have as many creature tokens, then you're
Then
going to
you'll
do
choose
it.
the third one, yeah.
Yeah, drawing a card every single turn seems crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... Yeah, I mean, hey...
I thought it
extra
was choose
card draw-
1. choose 2 makes it.
Yeah,
really
choose
better.
2. Yeah,
two's
okay.
awesome.
If you're choosing 2, then yes, you're probably going to draw a card every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this? I know it's based off of Fallout, but I don't know. I haven't played that much Fallout.
It's
But
like
is this actual like Caesar himself? Like kind of like
I think he's
Probably
trying to be. I don't think it actually is.
Yeah.
actually he's probably just a mimic, like pretending to be like Caesar.
Yeah, but he's like the commander of like the bad guys deck, which is these colors. So,
Sure. Yeah. Not actual historical figure, just someone fictional playing as Caesar.
Next up, we got Mr. House, the president and CEO. It is red, white, black for a 0/4 legendary artifact creature human. Whenever you roll a 4 or higher, create a 3/3 robot artifact creature token. If you roll a 6 or higher, instead make that 3/3 and a treasure. And then he has pay 4, tap, roll a 6-sided die plus an additional 6-sided die for each mana from treasures spent to activate this.
Damn,
Oh
that's
my
so
God.
cool.
So you can pay 4 treasures, tap it, roll
5 6-sided dice.
5 6-sided dice. And for every 4 or higher, you're going to get a 3/3 and 6 or higher treasure bag.
That's sick.
That's amazing, dude.
There's a bunch of
Dice
other
roll dot deck.
Dice roll that deck, baby. Let's go.
There is others that trigger off of dice rolls, just rolling dice.
Yep.
Might not be a bunch, but there's some.
There's a handful,
Yeah.
especially in the D&D sets.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
This seems like the right commander for it. That's
Oh
even
yeah. This is like perfect for that.
That's a lot of dice you're throwing.
Yep.
It's pretty good. It's got to do some work too.
Love it.
All right, next up we have Dr. Madison Lee. She is Jeskai, which is blue, red, white. For a 2/3 legendary human scientist creature, whenever you cast an artifact spell, you get an energy. Tap it, pay an energy. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains trample and haste until end of turn. Tap it, pay 3 energy, draw a card. Tap it, pay 5 energy. Return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Holy shit, this does a lot of stuff, dude. God damn, it's a lot of stuff.
And you're just going to gain that energy.
Yeah, every time you cast a spell, oh god, this is a
Artifact
battery.
Stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, this is an energy battery for sure.
An energy battery that then does stuff with it too.
That does
Like,
stuff is just gravy on
This is
top.
your energy deck commander.
This is
Yo.
the commander. The commander right here.
Hold on. She's a doctor, but she's a scientist.
Scientist.
Nuh-uh.
It's only in the name. Sorry, Corey.
Doctors are boys.
What?
No, sorry. That might have been a little sexist.
It's a little.
I don't know.
Hey, in the series, there's a girl.
Doctors?
She went to school to be a doctor.
She is an MD, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fucking good. Really, really good card.
Speed of robot battery. All right, we got
especially for artifacts.
yes. Liberty Prime recharged. 2 blue, white, red for an 8/8 robot legendary artifact creature. Has vigilance, trample, haste. Whenever the Liberty Prime recharged attacks or blocks, sacrifice it unless you pay 2 energy. Pay your double A's, triple A's. Then 2 and tap, sacrifice an artifact, gain 2 batteries, and draw a card.
It's pretty good. It's an 8/8 for 5.
Yeah, but you gotta pay 2 energy for that. But you can gain energy and draw cards slowly.
Well, you can do it right
He is
away
haste.
if you have an
Yeah, he
artifact
is
out
haste.
as his haste.
So like 7 mana though. I guess if
I mean,
you're
if
playing
you have 2 energy from something else, then you're just
Yeah.
gonna play. Like if the other dude's your commander, you play this, gain 2 energy, immediately can attack with an 8/8 vigilance trample.
Mhm.
So
it's an artifact, so you
and
cast
then
an
sack
artifact.
some dorky artifact
energy.
after that.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, you're paying 5 for an 8/8, so that, with all that shit too.
I think it's pretty good
That's not bad.
if you're in a dedicated energy deck.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to
And you
have
have to
energy
have energy before
to
this comes
support it.
down.
Yeah.
Because then
Like,
you
if
can
you-
be like, attack, and then it has vigilance, so after attacking, you can then tap it and get the energy back. And draw
Like,
a card.
yeah, if you have like freaking Madison Lee or something at the helm of this thing, and then you're gonna have energy up the ass, yeah, you'll probably be able to fucking play this, no problem. And I'm sure you'll have other things that, you know, there's plenty of other cards that are ETBing to give you energy.
It's also
and
a cheap, just like fling creature.
Yeah, it could be a fling creature if you really want to.
Just play it, fling it. It has a lot of keywords.
Yeah, the keywords are nice.
Your card,
Right.
Corey?
It's you, Corey.
Me?
Yeah.
The Master Transcendent. 1 black, green, blue for a 2/4 legendary artifact creature mutant. When it enters the battlefield, target player gets 2 rad counters. Put target creature card in a graveyard that was milled this turn onto the battlefield under your control. It's a green mutant with base power 3/3.
Okay.
Like how it's 0 mana to tap them. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty
kind of wait
good.
a turn, but
Yeah, well, I mean, if something just gets milled,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and you're like, hey, guess what? I'm going to take that as a 3/3. Hopefully, it has a good ability.
Yeah.
it seems fun.
Yeah, it seems like a fun card.
I'd play this as the commander because I'm creeped out by the Mothman, which is the other mill commander card.
No. But like a lot of good creatures you want to reanimate now, you can reanimate your own. It's like they have good ETBs and attacks.
Yeah,
Arcana Cruelty,
exactly.
Atraxa, Grand Unifier. Like just getting the ETBs off is pretty nuts. You know, we go back up to the Alpha Deathclaw ETB, destroy target permanent.
Yep.
That'll be good.
Yep. Oh, speaking of which, here is the Wise Mothman. He is 1 black, green, blue for a 3/3 legendary insect mutant creature. He is flying. Whenever the Wise Mothman enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rag counter. Whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. Oh, mama, that's some work, baby.
Yes. I'm super excited for this card. Not only do I like Mothman, the character, the
Yeah.
cryptid, one of my favorites, it's
Mothman's pretty
also
sick.
going to go into my Sidisi Brood Tyrant mill deck. Whenever she ETBs or attacks, I mill 3. And then
Yeah.
whenever I mill a non-land or a creature card, I get a zombie. So this way I get to pump up Sidisi. I can keep attacking with Sidisi and just get value off of just milling.
Yeah, it's really good.
And every time it's on the board, I'm going to see those big purple eyes, and it's going to be imprinted in my brain, and I'm going to have nightmares of the big purple eyes.
I believe Mothman was a superhero. He foretold everybody the bridges was going to burn down.
Mm-hmm. Well,
He's a
collapse or whatever it is, but
Yeah, collapse. He's a hero.
That whole story is very, very interesting. Quite the rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
The movie's pretty cool too, if you've seen the movie.
Yep. The Mothman prophecies.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Yep. Nice Honda Civic. It's probably heard that over the mic. Anyway, moving on.
All right. Bye, Mothman. The Brotherhood Vertibird. 3 mana for an star 4 flying vehicle. Its power is equal to the number of artifacts you control, and it has crew too. So a flying, what is that called? Chromal plating? Something plating?
Cranial plating.
Yeah, cranial plating, but flying.
Yeah.
That's not bad, right?
Just got to crew it.
Yeah, I mean, with the plating, you needed to equip it to something.
Yeah,
I mean, there's an old card that
dude.
was a black creature that was like 3 or 4 mana that also was power equal with flying equal to the number of artifacts you control.
Right.
But this is colorless, so you don't have to be playing black.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like this could be pretty decent. Like
Yeah.
it could get big. if you have a big board of it.
Yeah. Having the flying, so you got
I
evasion.
think it's pretty easily. You're only going to play this as an artifact deck, so it's pretty easily going to be at least a 4/4.
Right.
So
At least, if not bigger.
Counts himself.
Yeah, it does count himself. So it's at least a 1/4. But I feel like in most cases it's going to be bigger than that.
How many times can I bring up microcent lattice?
Yeah. So whatever the fuck you want for.
All right.
No, it's good, especially in an artifact deck.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
Next up, we got EDE, the Lonesome Eyebot. On to artifacts now. 3 colorless mana for a 2/1 legendary artifact creature robot with flying. Ability EDE, my love. When you attack, if the number of attacking creatures is greater than the number of quest counters on EDE, put a quest counter on it. Sacrifice EDE, draw a card, then draw an additional card for each quest counter on it.
Yeah.
Okay. That could be good. That could give you a lot of cards.
I also like to point out, I think his name is Ed D.
Ed D.
ED-E. Eddie.
Eddie.
What about Zeddy?
My love.
It seems solid.
It seems
Maybe
pretty
a little
decent.
slow,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's not the fastest draw engine, obviously, but I feel like this is something you do when you're like, you need to draw shit.
it will perform well in that quest counter deck.
Yes, it would be great for that.
All right. Next. Not impressed. It's okay.
Corey's
Okay.
done with this card.
All right.
I don't know. We'll see. We got Mr. Gusty. It's 2 for a 1/1 artifact robot soldier creature. Whenever you cast an aura or equipment spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Mr. Gutsy. When Mr. Gutsy dies, create X junk tokens, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on it. So this just explodes into loot, basically.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's fine. Junk tokens can be nice, I guess, but I don't know.
Slow value.
It can get
Seems
pretty
slow,
big.
just like the last one.
Huh?
Seems slow, just like Eddie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a similar deal. This one can get bigger, though, because that one's every time you attack, where this is every time you play a
True.
spell. You can play way more spells than just combat phases, So this
Or and equipment are pretty specific. I don't know how many.
if you're playing like a deck, surrounding that, it could be okay, I guess. It could get big. It's hard to say.
Yeah. It's definitely what I call a bench warmer, or someone that you equip the guys to.
Yeah.
All right, we got Nuke Launcher. 2 mana artifact equipment. You equip creature gets +3/+0 and has Intimidate. Whenever you equip creature attacks until the end of defending player's next turn, that player gets 2 rad counters whenever they cast a spell. Equip 3.
What?
Well, okay then.
Let's make sure it's the anti-storm.
Yeah.
Anti-storm.
You can't cast that many spells, or else you're going to get a lot.
Yeah,
of
that's gonna be
if they just
brutal,
win that
man.
turn, they can.
Yeah, it's true.
But if they whiff, they're fucked. Yeah, have to probably take a shit ton of damage and lose a shit ton of cards. So I don't know. I feel like it's sort of situational. It's not like the greatest equipment
I don't
ever.
think it's that good.
It's not going to do.
Yeah.
It's not going to do that much. It's really slow. And like +3/+0 Intimidate is okay, but equip 3? Like what?
Yeah, why is it equip 3?
Yeah.
Like,
Give me equip like one
or
maybe
two, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for +3/+0 Intimidate? Like,
Not going to be that good.
Yeah, sadly.
Next up, we got the Pip Boy 3000, y'all. It's 1 mana for an artifact equipment. This might be one of the cards that you just are going to start playing in like a lot of your decks.
Yeah.
Whenever equipped creature attacks, choose one, draw a card and discard a card, put a +1/+1 counter on it, or untap up to 2 target lands, and the equip cost is only 2.
God damn, that's fucking good. 1 and 2.
Yeah,
That
I
is
think this
so
is like the
cheap.
3rd most valuable Fallout card right now.
Yeah, that is so fucking good. Yeah, and it makes sense. The Pip-Boy is fucking amazing in the game, so it makes perfect sense. Like, it's what drives your character, basically. Yeah, it does a lot of shit.
Yeah, being modal is very key. Like, you can choose whatever you need at the moment. If you need 2 more lands, like, great.
Well, you can untap the 2 lands you just used to equip it, too.
Exactly. So you can do it right away, and you can play something else. So basically, it pays for itself practically.
Oh yeah, untapping Cradle or Coffers or something.
I would love to untap my Cradle.
Stupid good.
It's one of my favorite things to do with Garrick. It's like I play Garrick, untap Cradle.
Or any Utopia Sprawled, or
any good non-basic land.
And the loot, if you just want to get rid of some cards, and the 1/1 counter is the worst mode probably.
Sure,
because it's just on that creature.
Bad, though. Like,
it's still not bad.
Still not bad. You just picking up a 1/1 when you attack.
Yeah, it's probably the last one I would choose, though. Honestly,
it is on attack, so you do get the damage out from the +1/+1.
That is nice. Like if it's a smaller creature, you can make it bigger. Yeah, it's a sick card though. I don't
know what the price is. Might not be.
I think it's like $10 or something.
Might need to wait a while for it to die down. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth $10.
It's like 6 to 10 somewhere there. I think.
If you can find it under 10, it's probably worth it. But yeah, this card does a lot. Like it's good.
I mean, I just got all the decks, so I have them sitting behind me.
Make sure to check us out soon for a video of us battling.
Hell yeah. All right. Moving away from that, we got the Recon Craft Theta. It is 4 for a 4/4 artifact. It's a vehicle. It has flying. When Recon Craft Theta enters the battlefield, create a 0/0 blue alien creature token. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever Recon Craft Theta attacks, proliferate, and it has crew 2. So it literally has almost a free crew right there.
Yeah.
Like we need that and something else, basically. After it attacks it has a free crew. It has a free crew token, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then your alien just pilots it.
Yeah, which is pretty nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a fun little card. I don't know how good. It's fine.
You just run Thrumming Bird over this, and like the other new Thrumming Bird, and then this would be the third choice.
Yeah, unless you want the token for some reason.
Yeah.
If you want the token and the proliferation, it's basically what you're going for. But other than that, it's whatever.
What if instead I have Divine Visitation, just make a 4/4 angel?
Yeah, that's really good.
With the +1/+1 counter on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a much better outcome. Then I just attack with a fucking angel.
Yep. All right, we got T45 Power Armor. 2 mana for an artifact equipment. Equip 3. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. Equipped creature gets +3/+3 and doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 1 energy. If you do, untap equipped creature, then put your choice of a menace, trample, or lifelink counter on it.
Okay, so that's interesting. It has downside but upside at the same time? Like,
I think that equip 3, as you guys pointed out, is pretty steep.
That is a high equip cost. And it doesn't untap for free. But it gets shit if you don't untap it. I don't know.
No, when you untap it, it gets extra shit.
Well, trample's nice. Menace, like those keywords.
You can also just not attack with it and just pay the energy in for the counters. It's like you can untap.
Sure.
Untapped thing.
You're automatically getting the counters.
Yeah.
I don't really like the equip 3 though, so you would need to have the stuff that lets you equip for 0.
Yeah, that's gonna be the best way to play
And
this.
if you're not in a dedicated energy deck, you ain't playing it because after the
No.
first 2, it's just not going to untap.
It doesn't do shit.
Power down.
It was wow.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think it's good.
It's
Flavorful.
very flavorful. Yes, it is very much what that does, but I don't know how viable it is. Unfortunately,
All right. Next round
we
of
are
lands.
on to lands, Corey.
Yeah, we got Junktown. It's a land, a tap, add a waste. We could pay 4 and a red, tap it, sack Junktown. Make 3 junk tokens.
Ooh, that's a lot of junk.
That's a lot of junk. Get you a lot of draws out of it.
All that junk inside that.
Alrighty then. That already makes me want to move to the next card.
Oh no! That's 3 artifacts. It's a lot of artifacts. All right.
Yeah.
Next.
Metalcraft. You
Yep.
literally make Metalcraft.
Perfect.
Desolate Mine is our next card. It is a land that you pay 1, tap it, add Orzhov. So basically, we have our good old double lands from the old days.
Did they ever this exist before the same one,
Nope.
or is this finishing the
They're
cycle?
finishing the cycle.
Yeah, they're
They're
finishing the cycle. We
cycle.
didn't have the other side of the circle.
Okay.
So we were finally going to have the other side of the circle of these
Yep.
lands.
The other 5 are now completed. Even though
Yeah.
I'd still run like filter lands over this. I don't know. What's
Yeah.
nice with
Yeah.
these is they're like signets where if you have like you can use colorless like Soul Ring or you have all
Right.
colorless. You turn 1 colorless into 2 colors.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
then the other ones are so we have Desolate Mine, that's the Orzhov one. We have Ferris Lake, which is the Isn't one. We have Viridescent Bog, which is the Golgori one. Sun Scorched Divide, which is the Boros one, and Overflowing Basin, which is the Simic one. So that will complete the double lands. All right,
Cool.
Corey, get the next one. Or sorry,
no,
not Corey,
no.
Josh.
I
Get the
get
next one.
Diamond City. This one seems sweet. Diamond City enters the battlefield with a shield counter on it. You can tap it for a colorless. And then you can tap it, move a shield counter from Diamond City onto target creature. Activate if only 2 or more creatures enter the battlefield under your control this turn.
Interesting. Okay.
Free shield counter.
Mhm.
That's kind of nice.
It doesn't come in tapped. Being in untapped is huge.
Yeah, that is very big.
It can, if someone was to try and blow this up, it won't the first time because it has a shield
Doesn't say
counter.
sorcery
Yeah.
speed, so you can blow out someone's kill spell.
Yeah.
But
You
you
have
need
to
2
have
creatures entered to use it, though.
Yeah, I mean, you get 2 creatures entered, and then you go to attack. Maybe your opponent you can read into that, but it's possible.
You know, or you
Yeah.
can play 2 flash creatures or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can
Or play
Pressure Clear Foundry.
what's the instant that just puts 2 1/1s into play. You could just play that.
Yeah, that would work too. I don't know. It's a pretty cool land. Like the shield counter thing is really nice, but
yes,
and the fact that it does provide waste too if you're looking for that.
You
And
can
it-
also like proliferate the shield counters on here.
That's
So that
funny.
just keep
It's
moving
true.
shield
Keep
counters
moving them.
around.
You can just have a shield counter just engine basically. That would be
Yeah.
great in a proliferate deck for sure.
there's some proliferate coming around in this set.
Oh yeah, there's been quite a bit of it. We've seen a lot.
I love it.
Next up, we got Helios 1. It has tap, add a waste. Pay 1 tap, you get an energy counter.
Holy shit, that's good.
Pay 3 tap, pay X energy, sacrifice Helios 1, destroy target non-land permanent with mana value X.
Jeez,
Just
pick this up before
just
Modern
fucking
Horizons 3,
beam
guys.
something, man.
Pick this up before Modern Horizons. You're going to need it.
Yeah.
Get an energy counter and then
This
pay
is
X an energy counter.
this
destroy
does
stuff.
everything you want in an energy deck, basically. Like it's gonna give you the energy, and then you can fucking just decimate something. Like
Mhm.
really, really good. That does a lot. And then of course it just adds land too. Hey, it's everything you want. All right, finally, our last one. Mariposa Military Base. It's a land. You may have Mariposa military base enter the battlefield tapped. If you do, you get 2 rag counters. Tap it, add a waste, and then you can pay 5 and tap it, draw a card. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each rag counter you have.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I love how it says you may have it enter the battlefield tap. That's a very interesting.
Yeah, so if
design.
you want
Yeah.
rad counters, you can have it come in tapped. If
I don't
you
think we've seen that before, though.
Yeah.
they do have the ones like where you pay life. That's the other May.
Yeah.
Like the Shocklands.
The Shocklands are like
Yeah.
that, but it's the other way around where you don't bolt yourself or you don't, burst lightning yourself to play it.
This is like
whereas this, like, you want the rag counters, which
Mm-hmm.
can be seen as a bad thing, but sometimes it can be useful, I guess, in this case.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of interesting.
That's sweet.
Well, that is the set. We have made it.
All right, what do you guys think?
Honestly, it's kind of cool. I didn't really have a lot of expectation going into it. Like, I didn't really read into a lot of the cards. But Energy, oh my god, Energy is loving this. Like, Nahiri style, like, equipment Voltron decks are loving this. And then there's some other ones too, like Self-Mill, shit like that. It's loving this. Infect Proliferation is loving this. Like,
Storm Proliferate.
Radstorm is, Storm Proliferate. Hello. Like, yeah, this has got some really good stuff in it for sure. It's got some stuff that's also not great, but I feel like that's the case with a lot of sets. But I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I think Nuclear Fallout's going to be a really good card. The Toxic Deluge.
Yep. Toxic Deluge, Black Sun Zenith kind of combination.
Yeah, lots of the multicolored cards.
Yeah, lots of the multis are strong.
Yeah.
There's a lot of there's some pretty decent artifacts in here too that were like
fun and
equipment
flavorful.
stuff like that. Yeah, very very fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
Alpha Deathclaw, that's going to be a good one too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and if you want to pick up any of these cards, please do so using our TCG Player affiliate link that is in the show notes
down there,
and on our website at www.mtgplace.net. You can find a little bit of bios about us every episode of the podcast over there, and we have a cool life counter on there too. It's web-based, so if you add it to your home screen on your phone, you can have kind of a life counter app for free.
You don't have to pay extra money or anything like that.
It's free.
Yep. Our buddies have worked really hard on a lot of that stuff, and it's turned out very nice. So, yeah.
If you
And
want to see gameplay, we're going to be playing these cards. Check us out. Stay tuned.
Yeah, on YouTube. If you're just listening to this, we post video episodes of the podcast. We also have gameplay videos. We do a lot of Vintage Cube. We did some Pauper recently. I'm going to have some Legacy soon. I also do some standard drafts, Cube drafts. We're going to be playing the Clue game and the Fallout decks.
Yeah, we're going to get it up there eventually when we have time. But yes, we have lots of content, and of course, any support in any way, just viewing it helps a ton. So we appreciate anything like that.
Thanks for whoever is still here and around listening to us.
Yeah, I know. This is a long one. Thanks for hanging out.
See you next time.
See ya.
Peace.